What's good? What's good? What's good? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing? Welcome to the morning kickoff with Unbiased Opinion. I am your host, Tony, also known as the Couch Scout Extraordinaire, Pastor Trenches, affectionately known as Low Tone Tony. I like that one. I really do. Happy Friday to everybody on the East Coast, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Yeah, so it's 3:02 p.m. where I'm currently located, 100 degrees, bright and sunny. One thing I will say about this time of the year, this is the first year, um, this is the first year that when you walk outside during hell season, which I call it 2 seasons, hot and hell, you don't feel like the devil is got you in a bear hug. You know what I mean? You ever walked outside and as soon as you walked outside, you just felt like the devil and his friend just grabbed you, say, just let me hold you. Let me give you a hug. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it typically feels this time of year. But right now, yeah, it's not like that. It's not like that. So the humidity is definitely hasn't kicked in yet. But we're feeling good though. We're feeling good. Before we get started, as always, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notification bells, select all, that way you'll be made aware when I go live each morning, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. If you haven't subscribed to Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, please do so. If you're watching through Carolina Armchair GM CJ stream, just open up another tab, open up YouTube, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, subscribe, and also become a member, become a subscriber as well over there. I'm 10 away from my first goal of 100 subscribers. 10 away from my first goal of 100 subscribers. So I would appreciate it if you guys help me get there. I would greatly appreciate that. And share with your family and friends. Okay, as always, we're building real football conversation over here, so no fake hot takes, no media spin, just facts, film, and football context. Right. Also, make sure you check the link in the YouTube description for exclusive content, member discussions, and deeper football breakdowns. Join my Patreon. I will be we are active over there right now, but it's going to get more active as far as the film breakdowns, talking scheme, technique, looking at college players that's draft eligible for next year. So we're going to, during the football season, we're going to get into all of that. All right. We're going to really get into all of that. So check it out. There's 3 tiers over there: the fan zone, film room access, and debate table VIP. All right. So I would greatly appreciate that. Remember, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk is part of the Carolina Armchair GM Network. And as always, let's shake a little honey from the tree. All right. So the Carolina Panthers lost Nic Scourton to a torn right ACL during their first training camp practice. Now comes the question every football team eventually has to answer. Who is the next man up? Carolina has agreed to terms with Cam Gill, the UFL's 2026 Defensive Player of the Year, but adding another name to the roster does not automatically replace everything Nic Scourton was expected to provide. Today, we will determine who deserves the first opportunity, what Tampa Bay's deeper defensive front tells us about Carolina's situation, and the 5 tests that will show whether Panthers can absorb this loss. All right. We will get into that. But first, let me just catch up on some of these comments coming in from the chat. As always, my homegirl, Candy Girl 803, say happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday to you, Candy Girl. I know you are sipping on something good. You know something good this morning at your desk as you control the world as usual. We greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. All you guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way in. Okay, make sure you hit the subscribe button on your way in. Okay, Candy Girl said I have a lemon poppy seed muffin this morning and coffee. That's what I'm talking about. Now I ain't never had a lemon poppy seed muffin. I believe my wife have. Yeah, there's not too many muffins she haven't tried. Yeah, lemon poppy seed muffin. I'm about to try that. And the girl gives it a thumbs up. All right, cool. That's what we. Hey, I'm about to give it a try. Just off the strength of what you said about it, how you feel about it, Candy Girl. I'm gonna give it a try. D Cash with the Tony. Hey, what's up, D Cash? Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. Hit that like button for me. All right. The Vietnam 2681. He said, "Good morning, Tony. I'm still down at the Scourton News, but hopefully we have enough depth to still compete." Hey, we all kind of blindsided or kind of let down a little bit of air left out of our sails, when we got the news. But as I say, as a thumbnail say, next man up. The show don't stop because one man is down. So let's see if we can try to figure out who can be the next man up. All right, appreciate you for tapping in. Also, don't forget to hit that like button for me. All right, Candy Girl said we finally got rain last night here in Columbia, 74 right now. Okay. All right, Candy Girl. Hey, I wish we got rain as often over here. They had this thing where they manufacture rain, and what I mean by that, they have these drones that they send up into the clouds. And let my wife explain it to me, because biology is her thing. Science, that's what she's been doing and teaching for about 30 years now. When they send those drones up into the cloud, they shock the clouds, and it helps release the moisture, which is the rain in the clouds in certain parts in the UAE. They don't do the whole UAE at once. It's like it's in certain spots, and then maybe like 2 or 3 days later they'll do it again in other spots. So that's how they control the rain over here. That's how they generate water, rain over here, because it don't happen naturally on its own that much. So they had to create it, if you will. Okay, DCAT speaking to Candy Girl. Eternal 252 said we will be fine. It's not like we missing the James Pierce 10 sacks. I wish him a full recovery, but 5 sacks can be replaced for the year. All right. All right, Eternal. So that's all that's important to you is the 5 sacks, son. Ain't nothing about anything else that he contribute or bring to the team. You just worried about the sack. Gotcha. Broski Bear said, "Good morning, Tony." What's up, Broski Bear? Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. Tim Bollock said, "Good morning." Good morning, Tim. Thank you for tapping in as always. You always here every day. Make sure you guys hit the like button for me. I appreciate it. Frankie C, injuries happen. It's the NFL. One player going down will not make or break a season. That's a fact. You need to tell that to Eternal. You need to tell that to Eternal, Frankie. Eternal said lemon seed the shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try it now. Now you verifying just what Candy Girl told me. Now I take her word for it. But you making it a strong case, even stronger case now. Candy Girl said good stuff, Tony. Okay. Yeah, I'm about to give me one now. There's no other way around it. I gotta try it. Gotta try it. Broski Bear said, "What a shame about Scourton. The kid seemed like he had what it took to take another step forward this season. Princely was a 3rd round pick, so he now has a chance to prove himself." Yep. That is a fact, Broski. Now he has a chance to back up all the talk that he had last year and some of this off season. He's definitely going to get the opportunity now that Nic Scourton is out. So hopefully he can show and prove and do what we hope that he can do for us. Michael Dickinson, what's going on, Mike? Ain't seen you in a couple days. He said Jones, Princely, Phillips, and Brown, NASCAR package. Next man up. Keep pounding. That's facts. That's facts, my guy. Hey, hit that like button for me. Um, hit that like button for me. Appreciate you for tapping in. Yeah, Candy Girl said, "Oh wow, that's interesting. Yeah, that's how they do it over here, Candy Girl. They manufacture rain, and the way that it's set up over here, because this country isn't built to have like a drainage system. When it rains, if it rains for more than 4 or 5 hours continuously, you guarantee if it's a school day and school is in session, they shutting school down. Because a lot of these neighborhoods, especially in the tribal areas, flooded with water. You see people out in their canoes trying to get out, get around, get to the store, stuff like that. It's bad. When it rains here, it's bad. It's bad. And when just when it sprinkles, nobody really gets nervous. But when it really rains, yeah, it's a big problem. Yeah, this country, I'm 53. The country is 54, so it's not that old. And when they developed it, when they built it up, whatever, they did not include a drainage system when they did that, because naturally they don't get rain like that. So I can kind of understand it a little bit, but yeah, the way things are now, especially with modern technology, the way things are, they are definitely behind the curve when it comes to that, and they're trying to figure out ways to combat the fact that the country is not built with a drainage system. They're starting to try to add that in certain areas now. I don't know how much of a help that's gonna cause, but yeah, they are definitely behind the curve when it comes to that. J Hudge 1246 says Scourton is nice against the run and setting the edge. That's fact, J Hudge. Hey, appreciate you tapping in. Hit the like button for me. I think you have a question on Patreon that I didn't get to. You may have asked the question late last night, but I will get to it. I don't want you to think I forgot about you. DCAT said, hold on. If they can manipulate rain, they can do it to floods, hurricanes, and tsunamis. Well, if you want to get technical, do they have the technology to do so? I don't know. They may have, but I don't think they want to manufacture that. I don't think a tsunami has ever happened here in the Middle East. I don't even think a hurricane has happened here in the desert. So maybe elsewhere, those things may have occurred. I don't know, but here in the Middle East, nah, ain't no tsunamis or hurricanes. I know that's probably not exactly what you're saying, but yeah. But is the technology out there to do it? I'm pretty sure it is. All right, Broski Bear said lemon Lara bars are great as well. All right, Broski. And the girl said right, D-Cash. Jonte Rose said good morning, Tony from Northern Nevada. Good morning, Jonte. Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. Frankie said Morgan did a great job building up depth. Yep, I agree. Candy Girl's like, what? I know you lying. Nah, Candy Girl. I ain't lying. That's what it's like. That is what it's like. Frankie said we got flooded out here in Asheville again. Okay. Damn. Was it real bad? Was like the whole city flooded, or was it certain parts? A lot of times areas that are sitting a little bit lower than others, those are the areas that get real flooded. And if they don't have a good drainage system around them, they'll get flooded. Or if they do have a drainage system and it's clogged up and nobody has taken care of it, that will cause the streets in your neighborhood to flood. So yeah, there's multiple ways that a flood can happen. DK said that's wild. Broski Bear said, really, Frankie, how bad? All right. Yeah, said, didn't China have an artificial sun? I don't know nothing about that. I ain't gonna put that on China. That's wild. That's crazy work if you got an artificial sun. God damn, DCAS, I ain't never heard of that. I ain't never heard of artificial sun. You got me on that one. Broski Bear said, DCAS, look up HAARP in Alaska. That's the big weather control station. They've been manipulating weather for decades. That's a fact, Broski. Frankie said, Broski, the Interstate 26 and 40. All right. What up, Gerald Stick Jones, my guy? Top of the morning to you. He said, good morning, Tony, in chat. All right. So, yeah, you guys, make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Don't take but 2-3 seconds to smash that like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. I'm also going to drop the link for anybody that wants to come up in a chat. The halftime report, we will be talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if anybody see Pewter, tell him come on up and be a part of the panel today, since we are talking about his team at the halftime report. All right. So there, the link I just dropped into the chat. Michael Dickens said, Princely pops off. Just imagine what things will look like with the healthy Scourton, Phillips, Brown, and Hunter. My, trust the process. I'm with you, Mike, but you know how this fan base is. We have some very fickle fans, negative fans, all that negative stuff. You know how they are. They don't see the bright side. They act like one person is the end all be all to the whole team. And I ain't never witnessed that. So, yep. I don't know what to tell them, Mike, but you are spot on, man. DCAS said, oh man, y'all about to send me down a rabbit hole. Yeah, DCAS. Hey, let me know what you find, dog. Let me know what you find. Matter of fact, follow me on Twitter. Just send me a message on Twitter. On Twitter. I said Twitter. Yeah, at UO Sports Talk. Yeah, just follow me on Twitter and send me a message. Let me know what you come up with. And the girl talking to Gerald. Bro, she said, yes, China created an artificial sun. I did not know that. I'm about to ask my wife about that. She would definitely know about that. Why would they create an artificial sun? Like that? That makes no damn sense. An artificial sun. That's crazy work. That's crazy. Now you make me want to go. I'm about to send my wife a message. that is crazy. That is crazy. Let me bring to the stage, to the panel, Broski Bear. What's happening, my guy?
Good morning, Tom. Good morning, everyone out there listening to the Broski with the Moski and Low Tone Tony.
Oh, what? Let me hold on. Hit me with that one more time.
The Broski with the Moski.
Yes, sir.
And
yeah, man. Tony.
Yes.
Hey, I like that combination. I like that. That sounds real good, broski.
Hey, I do what I can every once in a while.
Yeah. Hey. You ain't all. It don't always have to come. Okay, let me say that. Let me pull that. Let me pull that back. We don't always have to flex every time a flex is needed. You know what I'm saying? You have to just time that thing just right. And then when you hit them with it, that effect, they feel that effect more because they weren't expecting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Yeah, you caught me off guard right there just now.
Well, hey, I think I might have caught you off guard with that artificial Chinese sun as well.
Hey, listen, I'm not a science guy. That's my wife's department. She has a degree in biology. She's been teaching science for like 25 years, research scientist. She would know more about that. That's outside my depth right there. I'm not even going to even pretend to even try to understand that level of craziness. That's just crazy to me.
Yeah, it is. And it's a deep rabbit hole you can go down once you start. Lead it off with looking into HAARP and weather manipulation, and just start there for anyone who might this might pique their interest now that you've heard about it. I mean, it can lead you places that you probably didn't expect.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I'm not I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't know if it is a conspiracy theory. I don't know how true it is. I'm not one of the ones to go chasing the rabbit down the hole. Yeah, so because that could lead you to crazy places. Like I said, my wife would definitely know about that. I'm gonna have to ask her about that. And like I said, that's crazy. Let me read through a couple of these messages real quick, and then we'll get into it, my guy.
All right.
Michael Dickinson said, I was always told one pony don't stop the show. That's facts. I was told that as well, Mike. Quante said, good morning, Tony. Good morning, Quante. Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. Hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. Frankie said they will bring in vet linebacker when the cuts start happening. Okay. DCAS said, got you. All right. DCAS is called Weather Warfare. Start there. That's from Milo. What's going on, Milo? Yeah, appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. And the girl giving Milo a shout out. All right. All right, DCash said he just follow me on Twix. Yeah, I appreciate that, Dcash. Let me know. Let me know what you find with the opposition research. Uncle Gates said, when your brother goes down, get him to safety and continue to fight. Bullets still flying, the bomb still dropping. God, oh, I can't say that any better. Damn, that was right on time, Uncle Gates. Salute to you, my guy. Yes, the mission has to be completed, regardless of what. The mission has to be completed. I was watching practice film. Pickett was airing it out way downfield. Okay. Yeah, he got an arm on him. I ain't never denied say he don't have an arm. Matter of fact, I like Kenny Pickett coming out. You know, a lot was talked about how small his hands were or the fact that he wore 2 gloves. Yeah, but I didn't hear a lot of people talk about how he tore the ACC ass up his last 2 years, especially his last year. So
I'm with you, Tony,
you know
man.
what I'm saying?
I thought he was going to be a heck of a player coming out of Pitt, man.
Yeah, like I said, I go with what I go by what I see on film majority of the time. And about 90% of the time, I'm going with what the film tells me. Yeah. DCAT said at Milo, okay, got you. Appreciate you. Poppin', what's good? Thank you for tapping in this morning, my guy. He said good morning. Appreciate it. Hit that like button, everybody. He said, let's see who gets off subject first.
I think I got that out of my system up front, so I think we're in the clear, Tony. We're good to go.
Vietnam said, let's not forget the state of our toxic fan base, regardless of what the reason is. If we do not win the division this year, the blame will land square on BY9's feet, whether injuries or not. Well, Vietnam, you know how some people are. They're gonna be exactly who they gonna be. You know, yeah, I'm not gonna get in that discussion. I was getting ready to break something down, but yeah, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. And the girl told me leave it alone a couple days ago, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, Charlie the gamer said good morning, y'all. Real good Friday. What's going on, Charlie? Appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. I greatly appreciate it. All right, hold on. Let me add this. There we go. All right. So we're gonna get into the daily injury and transaction update. Y'all let me know, people that's watching on their phone, like Fed Nom and Poppin, Uncle Gates, you know, how y'all like the portrait display on your phone? Is everything more clearer today than yesterday? I made some slight adjustments. You know, there were some things that was cut off. CJ let me know. So I just want to make sure everything is clear that you guys can see everything. All right. So the daily injury and transaction report reads um uh, take that off right there. Nic Scourton has been confirmed to have a torn right ACL, expected to miss the 2026 season. First and foremost, this is about a young man who prepared to have an impact for his second year. Scourton also played all 17 regular season games as a rookie, started 8, and tied Derrick Brown for the team lead with 5 sacks. Carolina expected him to start opposite Jalen Phillips and expand his role on both early and passing downs. His injury removes an important part of the Panthers' original defensive plan. All right. So as you can also see that transaction for Cam Gill, I have agreed to terms because when I checked the Panthers website like 30 minutes ago, it didn't have him officially as signed as of 30 minutes ago. So that's why I have agreed to terms. Uh, Completed signing, not posted at the cutoff. So y'all can see that right there. And let me move this here. And the other official transaction was Caden Priscorn, tight end. I don't know much about him, but I do have his prior schools as Ole Miss and Memphis. Okay, I'm pretty sure he was brought in to add depth at tight end. So kind of makes me believe that um, there's something going on in the tight end room that we don't necessarily um, have information on right now. What you think, Broski? Why you think we signed another tight end to bring in? Because we already had 5 on the roster for training camp. Why you think we brought in another one?
Yeah, I mean, Tremble, this is his last year under contract, I believe. Sanders, I mean, I haven't seen anything from Sanders that warrants him, you know, I just haven't seen anything from him. So like I all the potential he had when he was drafted, you just haven't seen much from him. Evans, I don't know if he's necessarily like number one tight end caliber, but I think he's a good all around tight end. So at worst,
Oh,
he'd be
Mitchell
like the number.
Evans. You kept.
Yeah,
I didn't know who you was talking about when you said
yeah.
Evans. Okay.
At worst,
Okay.
he'd be like a number 2. So to me, he kind of reminds me of like a Cole Kmet type, where like he probably could get to the point where he's your starter, but see the way the NFL is now, I think all the trends that happen in the NFL, it goes in cycles. I feel on offense with like the trends right now. I think it's tight end time. Like I think it's 12 personnel trend. Certain teams are going to run 13 every once in a while as well. So teams really think they need to have 2 tight ends, one of which needs to almost be like a wide receiver threat at tight end. So bringing all these guys in, I think Tremble or Sanders, I don't think either one will get cut, but I'm not ruling it out either. If someone can step up, if there's a diamond in the rough who really shows promise, and it's like Evans takes a step forward as well, they might feel comfortable with letting one of those 2 guys go. You see what I mean?
Got you.
Yeah. And
But do you think that we have two wide receivers, 2 tight ends that are like pass catching tight ends first?
I think
To be effective with that 12 and 13 personnel, because even with 12 personnel, why it's been so effective for a lot of teams is because when you line up in that 12 personnel, the defense can't say, "Oh, well, that tight end is strictly blocking, so we're not worried about him going out and running the route." So
right.
really, technically, you only like an 11 personnel because they don't believe that both tight ends present a threat. You know what I'm saying? Do you think we have 2 tight ends like that present a threat?
I think, yeah, I do. I think Trumbull and Evans could. And that's a good point that you made. I mean, that is the whole key of running the 12. You want to have a versatile tight end or tight end so you can line them up on the line, motion one out wide, whatever the case may be, and take advantage of like the heavy set that the defense rolled out there, right, to try to catch them.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing. Like, I think Trumbull and Evans could be. I really do. I think Sanders is more just like a receiving threat from what I can tell, but he hasn't caught many passes either. So it's like, what is he really? So, not saying he's definitely going to get cut, but I'm saying like they're bringing a bunch in, I think, to test the waters. I'm not going to rule it out either. Yeah, it's I think a lot more teams are going to start carrying 4 tight ends now as well. I think most teams, the standard is pretty much you carry 3 tight ends, right? I think that's almost like across the board, unless you're like the Seahawks or the Rams. You know, I'm not, even the Bears, they have Loveland Komet. They drafted another guy in the 3rd round, Roush. And guess what? They just brought in a 4th guy from Iowa who's strictly a blocking tight end. He's not a receiver, but like people are saying this guy's highly impressing everyone. And the Bears, they might carry 4. So there are teams that are going to be carrying 4 tight ends this season for sure. So,
got you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stage, my brother from another who didn't send me no crazy text this morning. So I appreciate that. I'm gonna let him in on a little ancient Chinese secret that I have for people like him. Tip Drill Will Robinson. What's going on, my guy?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Good morning, Will.
It's going.
Good morning.
Man. I can't call it. I cannot call it. What you think about the Panthers bringing in an extra tight end? And do you believe that we needed another tight end during camp? We already have 5. So what do you believe his purpose, Caden Priscorn purpose is for his signing yesterday?
I think they're trying to raise the ceiling of the tight end room. I think Broski kind of hit the point, and you hit the point, like what have the tight end room actually produced?
Right.
That was my big selling point of me trying to get a tight end this season. I wish that they would have did something a little more than what that guy is. I would want to look somebody. I want more with a little more ceiling than him. But neither here nor there. At least I feel they're being able to address it.
Boy, you can't help yourself, can you?
Who, me?
Yeah, you got to slide in that that what your preference was for tight end.
Well, I was loud and proud with it, man. I had a banner and everything.
Dog.
Who's your guy? Well, who did you want the Panthers to draft the tight end?
Sadiq. I wanted Sadiq, man.
What'd you think of Eli Stores out of Vanderbilt? I know he went to the Eagles in the 2nd round.
I liked him too.
Yeah, that's a weapon right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a nice piece for the Panthers for sure.
All right, 1 sec. D-Cat said, Tony, you ever check out tight end Michael Trigg? He went undrafted, but mostly because he got kicked out of Ole Miss at one point. Would have been a great pickup for us. Dallas scooped him up, though. I never watched complete film of him. I think Michael Trigg, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he start off at Baylor? D-Cash, correct me if I'm wrong on that. But yeah, I did watch him at Ole Miss, especially in that playoff game. I mean, the dude can catch, big body guy. So yeah, I don't know much about him, so I can't even I'm not going to even cap you down on that one. I don't know too much about him, but just watching the game on TV, I seen a couple of games that he was effective in. Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, he started off at Baylor. Okay, yeah, he said Baylor. All right, yeah. Real quick, you guys make sure y'all hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. Let me catch up. Rashard Anderson, appreciate you for tapping in, my guy. Top of the morning to you. Rashad, appreciate you for tapping in as well. He said Tone. Who else did I miss? I thought it was somebody else that I missed. Okay. B. Amos. As Papa said, the Sadiq freak. What's good, B. Amos? Appreciate you, my guy. D. Cash, I've seen a video about him recently, and he seemed to have learned from his mistakes. So I'm mad we didn't get him. Okay. All right. SC Panther Boy. Shout out SC Panther Boy. Sup, Low Tone. That's where the nickname came from. So, yeah, it has definitely stuck. What's going on, my guy? Thank you for tapping in. Make sure that you hit that like button as well. D-Cash said, yeah, Baylor. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I watch a lot of Baylor games because my wife graduated from Baylor, so and I watch a lot of Big 12 because we lived in Dallas. So she's from Texas, so Big 12 is right there. But yeah, that's where I remember him from. All right, public practice today. Okay, Rashad, you going? King James 864 said, "Good morning, Panther Nation. Good morning, King James. Appreciate you for tapping in. Hit that like button for me." Frank said it's a big advantage having 4 preseason games. It is. It is. It's definitely an advantage. As long as we can keep everybody healthy. As long as we can keep everybody healthy and everybody get meaningful snaps, in these controlled joint practices and these scrimmage games, these preseason games, and we can come out relatively healthy, I believe that can be an advantage for us. All right. So we're going to transition to the football discussion. Now that we have established the confirmed medical and transaction facts, let's turn to the football question. How does Carolina replace the role, not merely the snaps? All right. The next man up has 2 meanings. The first is emotional. A player goes down, somebody else receives an opportunity, and the team keeps moving. The second is football reality. The next man must execute the assignment, protect the structure, and produce when the game becomes difficult. Carolina has options in Patrick Jones II, Princely Umami-Ellen, Travis Gibson, Nick Hampton, Thomas Incoom, and once the agreement becomes official, Cam Gill. So the question is whether those options can become answers. Did Carolina build enough pass rush depth to survive the loss of Nic Scourton, or does this injury expose the defense's margin of error? All right. So let me throw up my first banner of the day, and this is the first half. Who receives the opportunity? All right, and then let me change this real quick. Who receives the first opportunity? Will it be Patrick Jones II, the veteran with experience, or an Eternal 252 favorite word, Princely Umami-Ellen? Let me remove this so you can see it. The developmental upside. That's, if y'all didn't know, that's Eternal 252 favorite word, developmental. Yeah. So who receives the opportunity? All right. So the facts first. Scourton was projected to start opposite Jalen Phillips. He started 8 games and tied for the team lead with 5 sacks as a rookie. Patrick Jones II played only 4 games in 2025 before a back injury ended his season. Princely Umami-Ellen appeared in 16 games as a rookie and produced 24 tackles and 1.5 sacks. Cam Gill led the UFL with 11 sacks in 10 games. No current candidate has proved that he can independently replace Scourton's complete role. All right. So the context: an edge defender's value cannot be measured by only sacks. Scourton was expected to maintain outside leverage against the run, force runners back toward Derek Brown and the linebackers, rush from multiple alignments, pursue from the backside, defend play action and misdirection, handle every down snaps, help manage Jalen Phillips' workload, and preserve flexibility within Ejiro Rivero's pressure packages. Now, nobody heard me say just sacks. I just want to just throw that out there because, people tend to believe that rush outside linebacker only job is to get sacks. And that could be the furthest thing from the truth. Carolina can divide these responsibilities among several players. Jones could provide a veteran stability. Umami-Ellen could receive a larger developmental role. Gill could compete for a pass rush and special teams work. Gibson, Hampton, and Incoom could earn specialized assignments. The challenge is preserving flexibility. If each defender has only one obvious job, opposing offenses can identify Carolina's intention from the personnel entering the game. Let me read that part again, because I don't think everybody heard me. If each defender has only one obvious job, i.e., sack the quarterback. Opposing offenses can identify Carolina's intention from the personnel entering the game. So, gentlemen, the first debate question I will give off to you, and Will, you can go first. After adding Cam Gill, should Carolina trust its expanded outside linebacker rotation, or does Scourton's injury still require a more established addition? What say you, sir?
Um, I don't. I think that Pat Jones. I mean, of course, I would take if they're going to get
I hate this dude.
more talent. I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying not to do that.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is Pat Jones 2024 season is the reason why we brought him in. Now, of course, he's coming off of an injury, a back injury. But I mean, he had 24 pressures last season. I mean, on that 2024 season, 7 sacks and 39 tackles. His PFF grade rated him a 63 that year, 64, close to 64. You can round up 64.
Mhm.
He was a budding outside linebacker. And another thing that I would say about Pat Jones is that you can always tell how what kind of player he was on the field based off how the fan base feels when he's gone. Because the Vikings was upset that Pat Jones was taken, that we was able to get him. So with that being said, I don't know. The upside of Scourton is tremendous. Just that we're gonna have to wait a year. Pat Jones filling that gap and doing what he was brought here to do last season, that he ended up sustaining an injury. I think we have some of the tools we need inside the clubhouse. So
Yeah, I believe so as well. I'm with you as well. What you
okay.
got, broski?
Yeah, I think it's one of those deals. As much as the fans immediately want the Panthers to look outside the organization and bring in a name that they're all comfortable with. I mean, that's not how the business side / like player management side of the NFL works, man. You draft these players for a reason. They're an investment. You sign players for a reason. You know, it's a multi-year deals. You know, you kind of have to see them through to a point, right? You get to a point where you cut your losses, but you still have to know what you have for the most part before you do that. So what I'm saying is between Princely and Pat Jones, the Panthers are hoping that Pat Jones returns to form from a couple years ago, and they're hoping that Princely can take a step or two forward. I think the goal for Princely is going to be more maybe situational pass rusher. That's kind of like what I see. And, you know, Pat Jones might be like the play 2 downs, and then you bring Princely in on passing downs. You know what I mean? And, you know, you made a good point, like before you handed it off to Will, that, hey, if, you know, other teams can pick up on that, like, hey, if Princely's out there, okay, it's pass rush time. We know that, but at the same time, it's, you know, kind of unavoidable. You know, the offense still has to make the plays, and, you know, Princely they have to work him in somehow. So, you know, you got to give him a chance in camp, in preseason. And I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to give these guys a chance in camp and preseason. And if they really don't like what they see, if the Panthers really don't like what they see, maybe then they look to make a move or bring someone else in. But that wouldn't happen till probably like a couple weeks before the season starts. Probably, you know, like a week or two before the season starts, kind of thing. I think they're going to exhaust their options with what they have.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you guys this. And Broski, you can go first with this question. Um, which which part of Scourton's role will be the most difficult to replace?
Me, just being able to have him on the field for all three downs, and like he brings, he's like an all around kind of player, I feel, or that's something he could develop into. Like he's pretty good at setting the edge, and he has the ability to, rush the passer a little bit as well. That's tough to find, a guy who could do a little bit of everything. And then that goes back to the point we just talked about. Like, hey, that helps disguise your defense more too. Like a coordinator can't look at him and be like, oh, it's necessarily a all out like pass rush down for him, or he's just in there to set the run. It's a good time to throw, or whatever the case may be. I think him being an every down player, it's just tough to replace for one player.
Okay. Will, what you got?
Priestley gonna have to step up, right? You remember at the end of last season when he was in the locker room and he made that little slick comment as if it was the scheme? And then he also kind of alluded to he wasn't getting some of the opportunities.
Yeah.
Well, he gonna get his opportunities. You gonna get your opportunities now. And you might have stuck your foot in the mouth because they thought that they didn't know if Ejiro Evero was going to get. They didn't know that EJ had already signed an extension.
Right. Nobody knew that.
No one knew that.
Nobody knew.
Nobody knew. So he might have inserted his foot in his mouth, and now he gonna have to, dance. He gonna have to figure out what right look like, and we're gonna need Priestley to make a step or two forward. And I like the way Broski, that made perfect sense when you were talking about situational passing downs. But when you look at some of the advanced statistics on Priestley, he did do fairly well at setting the edge and stopping the run, but that's not his specialty. So what he gonna have to do is, one of my old bosses used to tell me, you need to execute your strengths and train your weaknesses. So he better this dang on training camp. He better be just all offseason. He should have been working on drills to help him set the edge and getting stronger, as well as this dang on training camp. He better display that he can set the edge.
Yeah. I think Nic Scourton's role, the most difficult part of his role that people will have to replace is him being able to set the edge and be effective in the run game. I think he did that better than he did getting after the quarterback or sacking the quarterback.
Yeah.
Because let's remember the year prior to that, when it was DJ Warnham, the one thing that we always I know that I always talked about with DJ Warnham, he didn't set the edge that well, in my opinion.
Right.
The teams ran right at him and he didn't make them pay for it. One of Nic Scourton's strength coming out of college before he went to Texas A&M, when he was at Purdue, even though he did lead the Big Ten his last year in sacks with 10, but I think he was even more effective as a run stopper and setting the edge. That's something that he did very well for us last year, and I was hoping to see that combination of him on one side and Jalen Phillips on the other, because I think Jalen Phillips sets the edge and is effective in the run game as well. So for me, I think the most difficult role that he has that needs to be replaced is somebody has to come in and set that edge, be that edge setter, like Scourton was. That's what I want to see. Because you got to be able to stop the run. You have to stop the run in order to earn the right to rush the passer. So stopping the run comes first.
Makes
You know.
sense. It kind of ties into what we spoke about the other day about the defensive tackles. Like, let's not even get ahead of ourselves and talk about pass rushing defensive tackles, or you know what I mean? Like, step one is you
Yeah.
need to stop the run. So focus
Exactly.
on that first, and you can build your pass rush game. You can build, you can add some moves, that type of thing. But yeah, if you can't set the edge, if you can't stop the run, as a base, like, that's a problem.
I was just talking away and I had my mic muted.
Mm.
Yeah, I appreciate everyone that's watching right now. We got like 44 people watching amongst the two channels. If you would click that, scan that QR code in the top right, show support for the show. If you're enjoying the conversation, the debate, the vibe, the energy that we're bringing to you this Friday morning. I'll greatly appreciate it. My daily goal, as always, is just $25. Okay, just $25. So do what you can, give what you can to help me reach said goal. Then also PayPal link that's in the pinned comments in on the YouTube channel that's pinned at the top. I don't know if it shows on CJ's channel, but I know Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk, the PayPal link is pinned in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you are watching through Carolina Armchair GM CJ's channel, you can send a super chat as well. I know everybody doesn't have PayPal, but if you want to send a super chat, that would greatly be appreciated. I definitely appreciate that. All right, fellas. So I'm gonna ask another question, and Will, you can go first on this one. Um, hmm, okay, all right. So we talked a little bit about Princely and how he has, it's time to pay the piper, so to speak, if you will. Will, can Umami Yellen become an every down defender?
That's the goal. So like I was saying, he did show promise in run support last season. He did show
Mhm.
promise when he was out there on run support. Can he do that consistently without being without it being a liability and a growth curve? I don't know, but that should be the goal. His goal should not be to show up on third down and after Scourton and did all the hard work, and then you show up, for mop up duty because the quarterback dropped back and you get a coverage sack. That should not be the case.
Right.
So I'm saying yes, he has to do that. He has
Okay,
to be.
Buster,
His
what you?
goal is to be a three
Oh,
down player.
Yeah, I
okay.
think absolutely, and I think I hope he hit the weight room this offseason. Squats, leg presses, deadlifts. He's lighting the ass,
Right.
right? Like he is. So that's what you got
Well,
to do, man.
it's crazy to say that because he came out, if I remember off the top of my head, his official combine numbers, he was about 260 pounds, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Like
255.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad you mentioned this because I was confused when I looked up his weight yesterday. It said like 243.
Nah,
So
you have to go to NFL.com and look up his official combine
yeah,
weight. Cause I even know I know when he was
but
at Ole Miss before he got to LSU, he was around like 255.
yeah,
And I think he played at that weight when he got to LSU. But yeah, I
yeah,
can't look it up right now. But yeah, look it up. Look up what his combine measurements were this past summer at the combine. And I think his weight was around like 255, 260. Because I know he always looked lean, but the weight that I've always seen was like between 250 and 260. So
Not. It says
Yeah,
physical compound measurements 244.
yeah, and he's listed
Oh.
right around that. So he always did look like very
Okay.
lean to me. He didn't, you know what I mean? Like he looked like a pass rush specialist kind of guy just by his body type. So
Okay. All right. I
yeah,
thought he was bigger than that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Hopefully he was you know what I mean,
Yeah.
eating some red meat and cabbage and doing a lot of squats this off season.
Yes, sir. Cause 244 is not going to get
Yeah.
it. You know that sounds like Brian Burns when he came in from Florida State. He was around like 240, 245. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't really become effective both in the run and the pass until he got up, I think like 257, 258. Like his third year with the Panthers,
And
something
Nic
like that.
Scourton combine result was 257.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's because he dropped weight.
he dropped weight.
He dropped a lot of weight. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just to get the because at his, let's see, he was 257 at the combine, and then I think at his pro day he was around like 260, 265, and he said he was comfortable playing at that weight because at A&M that last year he was like 280, and at Purdue he played around like 290. Yeah, yeah, he was even a bigger boy at Purdue. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, broski. Did I pose that question to you? Can Umami Yellen become an every down defender?
Yeah, no, yeah, you did, and I just said
Okay.
squats, leg
Right.
presses, and deadlifts. You know what I mean? Like, hopefully, he was doing a lot of them this off season.
Yeah. Patrick Jones a big boy. He about 260, 265.
Yep.
Yeah, I think Patrick Jones is between 260, 265.
Right.
I know Jalen Fields about that same, about 260, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. One more question, and Will, you can get this one as well. Because I seen some comments about Cam Gill, and of course, he's been here before, and he led the UFL last year. He was the defensive player of the year in the UFL. Will, how much weight should Carolina place on Gill's UFL production?
None. That just gets him in that, that just
You
gets
almost
him
made
in
me
the
spit
door.
my word out.
Say what?
You almost made me spit my word out.
Right.
Well,
You
you're
asked
lucky you went to
you asked
Will
me a
first.
dang old question.
Yeah. I mean, the way you say, you was like, none.
Yeah.
Oh, gone.
Right.
I'm just
Go ahead,
telling
Will.
you.
No, he's right about that. He's right about that. I was just going to say 0. I mean, you could be the UFL Defensive Player of the Year. That might not even be good enough to be practice squad for an NFL team. So,
right. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
what he was able to do is to display that he may have some tools that might be credible. For example, that analogy I use is, people always say your IQ gets you hired, your EQ gets you promoted. It's very similar. You
Mm-hmm.
you went over to USFL and you played fairly well. You showed that you got some ability. Great. You was on our roster before, so we kind of know who you are. Have you gotten better? Let us bring you in and see.
yeah. And these practice squad rosters are becoming much more competitive. These teams are taking these much more serious. Like, I look at the Bears, they're signing like practice squad dudes, undrafted free agents, like rookies and stuff, to like 2-3 year deals for like $1 million or like 1.5 million now. Like, it's a big deal to even get to that point. So yeah, UFL whatever doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay. So, chat, I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Because I didn't make any polls today. But who should receive the first opportunity opposite Jason Phillips? Now I know that's not his name, but That's the name that me and CJ gave him, Jason Phillips. That's because one day I called him Jason Phillips instead of Jalen. So yeah, we just put the two together. JJ Phillips. That's his name. So who should receive the first opportunity? Should it be Patrick Jones, Princely Umamielen, Cam Gill, or is there another player that should fill that role, get the opportunity? Y'all let me know in the chat. Patrick Jones, Princely Umamielen, Cam Gill, or another player. All right. Give y'all a few minutes to respond. So I'm gonna ask y'all one more question. Go ahead. You can go this time, Broski. Who deserves the first expanded opportunity? In fact, I might just ask the same question I asked the chat
Yeah.
just now.
Man, I don't think Evero's hesitant or afraid to play young players if they look like they're ready to go. As far as who should, I mean,
Right.
I think you spent a third round pick on Princely, but Jones is more of a proven veteran. Who really should? I mean, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. To me, it's going to come down to a lot of things. We're just not going to have the insight on, like, who's been putting in the work in the offseason, who's paying attention during team meetings, who's really working hard at it. Like, we don't really know those answers. We don't really see that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's just going to come down to Evero's comfort level. But I do think it's an open competition. Like, I do. I don't think he's going to be like, okay, week one starter is Pat Jones. Lock it in right now. Like, it's not going to be like that either.
Okay. Will, what you got?
So, I don't, man. So, really, to be honest, like, Pat Jones is the answer to this, the key to this problem. Princely is developmental. That's just like, you know, and I just the way I see it, if you don't mind me saying this, CJ. Just like when Moulton went down.
How long we been knowing each other, Will? Why
I
gotta
know,
be
right?
CJ?
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Tony. I'm sorry, Tony. Good God.
Man.
Hey, that's 5 demerits I gotta work off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tony. Hey, so just like when Moulton went down, we said, well, look like we starting that rookie, and he gonna be at the right side of this offensive line. He's starting that right tackle. It's the same thing with Pat Jones here. Princely going down. I mean, with Scourton going down, Pat Jones is starting opposite Jalen Phillips.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Yes, he said drop you from the panel, Tone.
I know, right? And I would deserve it.
Man.
And I would deserve it.
Nah, you know I wouldn't do that to you, brother. I would not do that to you. But from the looks of it in the chat, yeah, Pat Jones. B Amos said Pat Jones. Frankie said Princely. Robert Foxworth said Princely. He's got to put up or shut up, especially after running his mouth. That's big fact. Shout out to you, Robert. Thank you for tapping in. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Roger Anderson said Pat is supposed to start. Princely is supposed to work to take it. I like that. Oh yeah, we already know what SC said. All right, cool. That is cool. So let me take us back here real quick. All right. So Carolina must prove that its pass rush investment created enough depth to withstand a major loss. One of its primary division rivals spent the offseason building a defensive front around that exact idea: pressure in waves. Today's opponent spotlight takes us to Tampa Bay. All right. So if y'all haven't figured out by now, every day I'm going to spotlight one of the Panthers 2026 opponents, and I started with the NFC South first. Yesterday was Atlanta, today was Tampa Bay, tomorrow will be the Aints. All right. So we're talking about the Buccaneers today. And we faced them twice. Week 7, Sunday, at Bank of America Stadium. That's October 25th. And week 12, which is a Monday night game. If I'm not mistaken, that's a Monday night game, right?
It was a Sunday night game. No, it was a Saturday.
Week,
No, it was a Saturday night game. Saturday night game.
well, week 12 is a Monday night game. Cause we played them.
Oh no, I
at
thought you were talking about
Raymond
last
James
year.
Stadium.
I'm sorry.
No.
Forgive me.
No, this coming year.
This coming
Yeah.
year? Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is. I could look it up while you're talking. I'll look it up.
Okay. All right. So Tampa Bay's offensive direction, Baker Mayfield returns as Tampa Bay's starting quarterback, but the Buccaneers are installing another offense under new coordinator Zach Robinson. Tampa Bay must replace Mike Evans after his departure to San Francisco. The Buccaneers still have Chris Godwin, Emeka Ibuka, Jalen McMillan, Bucky Irvin, and Kay Otten, along with an offensive line they expect to be healthier. All right. The talent remains dangerous. The question is how quickly Robinson can establish continuity while replacing Evans' vertical and red zone impact. All right. So Todd Bowles wants to stop the run and pressure the quarterback. Tampa Bay strengthened its front by adding veteran Al-Quadin Muhammad, first-round edge Ruben Bain Jr., Ashawn Robinson, and Raheem Nunez-Roches. Those additions join Vita Vea, Yaya Diaby, David Walker, Anthony Nelson, and Chris Braswell. The goal is clear: attacking waves instead of depending on one primary rusher. That creates the direction comparison. That creates the direct comparison for Carolina. Tampa Bay built depth to protect its front from over dependence. Carolina must now prove that its own depth can withstand adversity. So let me bring this back up right here. And this is what Carolina must prepare for. All right. So as you see on the screen, let me remove this widget since nobody scanned the QR code and show love to the channel. Let me remove it. So when Carolina has the ball, right? Let's chat right here too. Make sure everybody can see it. All right. So when Carolina has the ball, can the tackles handle Tampa Bay's deeper rotation? All right. Can Bryce Young identify Bowles' pressure packages before the snap? Can the interior line prevent Vita Vea from controlling the middle? That's 1, 2, and 3, and 4 is can the offense stay out of obvious passing situations? So let's stick with when Carolina has the ball. So Will, do you think that the tackles can handle Tampa Bay's deeper edge rotation?
Well, Ruben Bain Jr. hasn't put on shoulder pads yet, so he's a rookie. Yaya Diaby was an absolute good edge rusher last season. I believe that we can hold our own against them. But how do you defeat the pass rush? By establishing the run. So the answer to that question is yes, and it's going to depend on our guard play and making sure that we're able to get out of not being obvious passing situations like you're saying with your bullet number 4 by running the ball effectively and controlling the line of scrimmage. And that comes from the guard and center play. If we could do that, the tackles will have a much easier time on obvious passing downs.
Okay. Hey, shout out SC Panther Boy. I did receive that PayPal gift. I greatly appreciate it, my guy. Thank you for always supporting the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Appreciate the love, my boy. Appreciate that. Hey, like Uncle say, don't let him be the only one. All right? Don't let him be the only one. Kind of like that. Yeah, appreciate that, SC. Oh, what you got, broski?
Yeah, I mean, Tampa's a funny team anymore. They're almost like the Cowboys in a sense. Their roster looks really good on paper before the start of each season, and then they just fade out. Like they seem to play much better the first 6-7 games of the year than they do the second half of the season. That being said, I mean, they added a lot to their defensive roster this year. I mean, they're three big boys on the line. That's no joke. If they're healthy, Cansey, Vita Vea, and Ashawn Robinson, that's nasty. That's mean. Speaking of mean, like obviously Bain is a rookie, but he does seem like he plays like an angry young man when he's out there. So does Josiah Trotter, who they drafted, who's going to be inside linebacker for them.
A beast. Oh my God.
You know what I mean? You got two strong, angry players right there. Right?
Oh, I'm about to feel triggered.
And they brought in, let's not sleep on Alex Anzalone, who was a team captain on the Lions. So you want a guy who can fly around the field, and he is known for his coverage ability, but he's a maniac out there. Like, he just has no regard for his body. He just flies around and runs into people. I've seen this guy play enough over the years. So they also brought in, you mentioned AQM, who's more of like a pass rush specialist. But guess what? Yeah. He actually had 11 sacks last year. Most people don't realize that. He had 11 sacks last year.
Oh, and I didn't know that.
Yeah. And he's more of he's not an edge setter. He's not an every down player. He really is more of a pass rusher. But hey, he's not in there most likely going to start for them. He might, but you know what I mean? Having him in the rotation, they're actually pretty deep at linebacker. And you know, I'll still call the outside linebackers for 3-4 linebackers. You know what I'm saying? But so
I got you.
So they did some work, man. They really did. And another player they brought in, I believe, you know who they drafted? Not a player they brought in, a player they drafted. That little nickel corner, that little nickel back out of Miami Hurricanes.
I wanted him. I know who you're going. I wanted him so bad.
Keontae Scott. Yep, Keontae Scott. I liked him.
I was hoping we grabbed him.
I mean, speed, playmaking ability, experience. Like, he's like an older player. Like, he's, you know, I think he's like 25 or something. But I don't care about that. It's not like he's a running back or something that's taking all these carries. Like, to me, that just means he's ready to go. He should hit the ground running, type of thing.
Keontae Scott gives me vibes of Keontae Taylor for New Orleans. That's how disruptive he can be. That's how disruptive he is. If you watched him last year at Miami, like he is playing that star position. I mean, he can support the run. He has you in pass coverage. He has the speed, the trigger. He ain't afraid to pull the pin. Like, that dude, he can do it all.
He's got the instincts too, man. He's very instinctive, you know?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
On paper,
and Jeremiah Trotter.
Yeah, and Bain, and you got Alex Anzalone now. Like, you got Ashawn now. It's like they really revamped their defense on paper. They really did.
That's what I say. I know Tampa lost, I ain't gonna say a lot, but I know they lost some key players, but they did a hell of a job in the draft on the defensive side quietly. A lot of people isn't really giving them props, but those are two guys that I wish we would have grabbed in Jeremiah Trotter and Keontae Scott. I really do. I really wish we would have gotten one of those, both of them. Shout out to B Wise 804 VA. He said, "Good morning, everyone. Appreciate the content. Hey, I appreciate that $4.99 super chat. Be wise. Thank you for the love and support. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button for me as well if you haven't already. All right, I greatly appreciate it once again. Um, hmm. You can go first on this one, Broski. Because I know you like to talk about this young man, one of your favorite players. Can Bryce Young identify Bowles pressure packages before the snap? I'm so curious as to what you have to say.
Well, I mean, I think that's the general consensus amongst people who are very big supporters of Bryce Young. They want to say that he's very good between the ears, and he can identify all these defenses and make the right audibles and all that. A 3-4 defense is created to kind of cause confusion. I feel like it's created to kind of be able to move people around and cause confusion before the snap type of thing. You know what I mean? So can he? I mean, he better be able to. That's all I'm saying. Like he needs to be able to going into year 4. Like I don't think Bowles really cooks up the most. It's not like it's B flow or something where he's just doing crazy stuff you might never have seen before. So I think Bryce should, but you still got to make the play. You know what I mean? Like, should he be able to? Yes, but at the same time, Bowles is fighting for his job this year. Everyone knows he's on the hot seat. A lot of people thought he was going to get fired this past offseason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they thought he was going to be done after the last season. So Bowles is going to be desperation mode fighting for his job. They obviously, we just discussed, they loaded up on defense with the draft, especially, and honestly, free agents. They signed some good ones. They got your old buddy Rose Boom down there as a backup as well.
So you think he can identify the pressure package?
I think he'll be able to. Yes, yeah. Direct answer, yes. I think he'll be able to identify it. Yes.
Okay. Before you go, Will, one shout out to Robert Foxworth 4874 for the $5 super chat. Hey, he said, I think we'll have one of the best defenses in the league this year. Hey, I'm feeling that way too, Robert. Even though we receive negative hurtful news yesterday regarding Nic Scourton. Like we said, next man up. You gotta. The job is not finished. The mission is not completed. So those guys are hungry. They're gonna dedicate this season to their brother. Hope they use that as fuel to even go harder this year. So yeah, we saw the big step from 24 to 25. So now in 26, get a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we have to make another drastic jump, but just get a little bit, just a little bit better. I think we can do that. I'm looking for the offense to match the defense this year. But I appreciate that $5 super chat. Make sure you hit that like button as well, my friend. Will, what you got?
Yeah, he could do that. I don't know what the scheme will look like because they have a lot of new pieces. So it's going to be interesting to watch it unfold with Tampa. So, some of the players that they got, like Jeremiah Trotter and those guys, how are they going to disguise those guys? Are they going to be able to stop the run? Will they be able to stop us from catching the ball out of the backfield? I mean, one of the ways that we would be able to combat what they have is tight end play, but you know how we are there. Our ceiling isn't very high, unless Sanders take a step forward this year, which I hope he does. How do they look? Can I ask a quick question because I don't know? How do they look on cornerbacks? How do they look in their cornerback on their cornerback and safety room? They looking real strong.
I mean,
I know that. I know the safeties is still good. They still got
I got Winfield Jr.
Yeah, Winfield. They still got Winfield. I know Carlton Davis left, but they had two young corners. I can't remember the exact names. Broski, help me out if you know, if you
I
remember.
believe they have the young guy is Benjamin Morrison. He was the rookie from
Okay,
last
yeah,
year.
Benjamin Morrison out of Kansas State. I remember him.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, and they got Zion McCollum, I think, is the other corner.
John McCullum with the USC Southern Cal, if I'm not
Um,
mistaken.
yeah,
Ain't
and and their safeties
Okay.
are solid. They got ravaged by injuries last year in their secondary. They were pulling dudes off the street to play in their secondary last year.
Okay.
Yeah, but
So
yeah,
Okay.
I got to
what I,
drop tone. I got to drop tone. So thank you very much
Okay.
for having me on. It's always a pleasure. Tone, Will, I hope you have a great day. One last thing I wanted to mention about Tampa. I know we're talking defense. Offensively, sneaky good signing for them was Kenny Gainwell, the running back. He's a heck of a
Yeah.
playmaker. So him
Yeah,
and
he
Bucky
is.
Irvin can be a good little tandem this year. But I'm out of here, fellas. You guys be good.
Hey, appreciate you for hopping on, broski. You have a good weekend. All right, go ahead, Will.
so I think that we match up well with them on the outside. So
Okay.
if we can identify pressure packages, scheme up the blocking correctly, then
Yeah.
I like our chances. I really do like our chances. But that's going to be a tough
Okay.
game. That's going to be tough games right there. That goes back
Okay.
to, and I hate to circle back to a couple of pods ago when we was talking about signature games. So that
Yeah.
Monday night game against Tampa, we beat them Monday night in Tampa. Everybody will know that that's a statement win for the Panthers. Everybody just assumed that this is Tampa's division. And
Yeah.
we go down
Yeah.
to Tampa in November and punch them in the mouth right after Thanksgiving.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Hey, did you get that information that I sent you? That you asked me for?
Yes, I did. Thanks, man.
Okay. All right. All right. Cool. No problem. No problem. All right. So let's go to number 3. Can the interior line prevent Vita Vea from controlling the middle? So we know we don't have K Mays anymore in the middle. Looks like right now Luke Fortner has the lead position from the center position. We know who our two guards are. Damian Lewis on the left, Robert Hunt on the right. So with that being said, no K Mays, Luke Fortner steps in. Can we control the interior of the line and prevent Vita Vea from controlling the middle? I feel like I asked 2 different questions. But
I feel like you asked 2 different questions. Can we control Vita Vea in the middle?
yeah, can the interior line prevent Vita Vea from controlling the middle?
Yes, and the reason why I'm saying this is unless he was injured last season, job on that Saturday night game without Bob Hunt on the field.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead. I thought no, you had stopped. I thought you was done. I forgot.
No.
Go
I was
ahead. Go
just
ahead,
gonna
New
say this one
Long. Go
last
ahead.
thing.
Go ahead, New Long.
Ain't that something? So the only thing I was gonna say is if we have Robin Hunt in the field, and Damian Lewis, I think we could. I think we, he demands a double team, and I think we can control him.
Okay. MP Bears said y'all can't afford to lose no more players if you want to compete with the Bears. Well, MP, I'm not going to respond to that, but what I will invite you, my friend, when I do talk about the Bears, because they will come up at one point during training camp. I would like for you to come up and defend the Bears, you and Broski Bear. I know Broski will be here, but hey, why not have 2 instead of 1? So the invitation is there, my friend. Um, show love to the Bears that you so highly represent. All right, show love for them. To answer that question, Will, for me, that's a TBD, to be determined, because I love Cade Mays in the middle of that interior offensive line last year. I loved him being able to affect Vita Vea and hold his own. I don't know what it would look like for Luke Ford, and I definitely don't know what it would look like for Sam Heck, even though I know Sam Heck is a hell of a technician. But you're gonna need a little bit more technique to just handle Vita Vea and what he present. You know, for a guy his size, he can move. He got some hand fighting skills, so it ain't just all bull rush from him. So he got a little bit of tools in his toolbox. So yeah, it's gonna be much much CTV as whether Luke Fortner or Sam Heck, whoever is the starter come game one, can handle Vita Vea in the middle, to me. All right. So number 4 says, can the offense stay out of obvious passing situations? Go ahead, Will. Can offense stay out of obvious passing situations against Tampa?
Well, that's going to tie right back into what you were talking about, Vita Vea and controlling the line of scrimmage, right? We're gonna have to establish the run against them. We're gonna have to. Also, can we effectively catch the ball out of the backfield to provide the ability to keep them from trying to just run downhill against us? And that means that, from your lips, from my lips to God's ears, is to make sure that Brooks, who seems to be a good pass catcher out of the backfield, can we utilize that skill set to slow down the ability and neutralize Vita Vea? Because if we catch the ball out of the backfield, Vita Vea can do all he wants in the middle of that field. It doesn't really matter. So,
right.
That's what I'm thinking there. How to stay out of obvious passing downs is to utilize all the tools in our toolbox.
Yeah. Because we have never seen either one of those guys that's playing the tackle positions for the Panthers. I know Rasheed Walker is a veteran, but this would be his first year with the Panthers, working alongside Damian Lewis. Monroe Freeland, of course, like everyone knows, is a rookie this year. So we definitely don't know what it would look like with him and Robert Hunt on the right side. And but just off of that, right now, I would have to give an advantage to the edge rushers for Tampa Bay. And it would be good if we can stay out of obvious passing situations. That means that the run game is working effectively. You know what I'm saying? If you can get us in third and manageable, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, something like that. That is staying out of obvious passing situations. If we at 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 9 or something like that, can we stay out of those obvious passing situations? I don't know, but I hope we could. I hope we can. Let me say that. So those are the two big knowns for me. And the only reason why I don't say for sure, yes, we can, because we don't know what those guys will be able to do out on the edge, even though I think they are pretty good pass blockers in their own right. But Monroe Freeland, we ain't seen him in an NFL game yet. And even though I know the numbers suggest that Rasheed Walker is a better pass blocker than he is a run blocker, I still haven't seen what that will look like as of yet. So I don't know. I may have to go back and watch a game or two of Rasheed Walker from last year and see how he held up in the passing game. Okay, so that's my response on that one. So now we go to when Tampa has the ball. All right. So number one, we got can Carolina pressure Mayfield without Scourton. Number two, can the Panthers contain Bucky Irvin in the run game? Number three, can the secondary handle Godwin and Ibuka without constant safety help? And number four, can Carolina win with 4 rushers? All right. So we're gonna start with number one. Can Carolina pressure Baker Mayfield without Nic Scourton? What you think? You're on mute, Will.
Yeah, I'm on mute. Sorry, sir. Yes, we can. Of course, it would have been a lot better with Scourton on the field, but I think with Jalen Phillips and with Big Grizzly and with Pat Jones, I think we'll be able to get home. We'll be able to frustrate him. We'll be able to get him out of pocket. You know he like to dance. For whatever reason he believe he a scrambling quarterback. So I believe
the dude is tough. I have to.
He tough. He
tough as shit.
I didn't say he was scared.
Right.
He not gonna lay down like old boy from Pittsburgh. What's the dude name from Pittsburgh? The quarterback.
Aaron Rodgers.
If you look at Aaron Rodgers, look like you were tackling him. He lay down. Aaron Rodgers, hey, yo.
Aaron Rodgers, 52 years old, man. He better look like that. He get broke up.
Good point, man. Good point.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that we're going to be able to get pressure. Will it would have been better with Scourton? Yes. But I believe that Pat Jones is a great cancellation prize. And I'm telling you, man, I love what this front office have done. Even, we got all these injuries. People don't know that we got another round in the chamber. So I believe we will get pressure.
Yeah. I feel you on that. All right. I believe so. I'm hoping so. Because Nic Scourton was supposed to have been a significant part of that. And I know Pat Jones can provide pass rush ability, opposite side of JJ Phillips. But we haven't seen Pat Jones in a while. And we definitely have to make sure that he's 100% recovered from the back injury. That's one of the worst injuries that you can have in any sport is a back injury. Because once that back start acting up, it's like hard to get the back right. It's really hard to get the back right. But when healthy, he can provide some definite pass rush. So hopefully we don't see much of a drop off of or any at all between him and Nic Scourton. I just like what Nic Scourton overall did as a outside linebacker last year. So that's what made me hopeful that he was going to be able to take his game to another level this year. But yeah, I think we'll still be able to apply pressure without Nic Scourton. Like I said, he wasn't the end all be all, even though he was a major component that we were looking forward to seeing this season opposite JJ Phillips. Will, can the Panthers contain Bucky Irvin in the run game? And just hold it down for a second while you talk about that.
Okay, so with Bucky Irvin, we did a good job last season of controlling him. He's going to get some numbers, and I was trying to look up the Bucky Irvin numbers while you were talking, and I didn't get to it in time before I needed to come off mute. But with Bucky Irvin, I believe that he did, running between the tackles against us is not useful, right? They're not gonna you're not gonna get much there if Brown is there and Bobby Brown is there and Derek Brown is there. It's going to be very difficult. Phillips have been very good at controlling, setting the edge and controlling the line of scrimmage. And let's not forget, we did get one of the best linebackers in free agency this year coming off of there. So I believe that we will do a serviceable job. We'll do a serviceable job. I'm not besmirching him and saying that he's terrible or anything like that. I'm definitely not doing that. I'm just saying that I think we'll do a serviceable job against him.
Okay. All right. I'm in agreement with you. I believe we can contain them this year, especially if we run a true 3-4 against their offense. They're really good with outside zones, stretch zones. They don't run Bucky Irving a lot inside the tackles. I mean, he can do it, but that's not what he does majority of his work. But when you run the outside zone or stretch zones, things of that nature, he's pretty scary when you give him room to roam, and because he has such great feet and great contact balance. He's short, low to the ground, compact, runs behind the shoulder pass. He's not a big dude, but the way he runs make you think he's bigger than what he is. I just think that we need to be more of a 5-man front in situations like that when you are facing a team that want to run the ball first and beat you down that way or attempt to beat you down. That's why I really pray that Bobby Brown will get back healthy before game 1, and we utilize him at the nose tackle position more than we did last year. Okay, that's what I want to see, and if we do that, that will make me feel a whole lot comfortable when we're facing any team in the run game. I think we are at our best stopping the run when we have a 5-man front. All right. Excuse me. All right. Will number 3, can the secondary handle Godwin and Emeka Ibuka without constant safety help? So that will require us to play a lot more man. What you think about that?
We could. Don't know if that's the scheme that we would employ, but we got the cornerbacks to do that.
Okay.
I just don't know if that's our game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't know if that's our game.
Right.
But what I will say, just from a secondary approach, their outside and their pass catching core doesn't scare me.
Okay. So you don't think they're they will be as effective without Mike Evans?
Mike Evans requires a double team. I don't care if Mike Evans is 75 years old. He requires a double team.
That is a fact.
With him not on the field, Emeka Ibuka, you're going to have to eat a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of teams up and string together a whole bunch of 130-yard passing games because nobody double teamed you for you to command double teams. That's just how it is. I mean, I believe, especially if we have the freedom to let JC travel a little bit on certain situations, certain scenarios, Yeah, I think that we will do well. I mean, they don't, you know. I mean, they didn't eat us alive with a Hall of Fame wide receiver last year. So with a downgrade in talent and us maintaining the same level of talent, I think we'll do well. I mean, that's my point.
Okay. All right. I think I agree with you. I think we can handle Godwin and Ibuka without constant safety and help. Like you said, I don't think that's in the scheme. I don't think that's what Ivero would do. He doesn't run a whole lot of man. Now he may run some split coverages where you playing cover two on one side or playing man on the other. To switch it up, but primarily he is a cover two zone type of guy. But with the upgrades that we have in the secondary, added depth at cornerback, at the nickel spot, I hope there's some scheme versatility in there to where we can just do more of just the norm. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who we play each week, I hope there's one or two packages that we can throw at teams that maybe they didn't expect from us. So yeah, I think we have enough in the chamber, if you will, to handle the receivers from Tampa Bay. All right. Let's see. Eternal says we didn't play healthy Ibuka. They have Ted Johnson McMillan shape hard. We barely beat them. Will you keep sleeping on our opponents, then blame coaching when it don't go your way? All right.
Can I respond to
shout
that?
out to you, Will. You sure can. Hold on,
I've never.
real quick
Okay. Mhm.
before you respond. Shout out to Red Firebomb. He said, "Good day, soldier. Thank God it's Friday. Hey, top of the morning to you, Red Swarm. And greatly appreciate you for tapping in. Make sure you hit that like button as well." And he also said, "Good morning to everyone in the chat. Hope that each of you has a fantastic Friday." All right, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I don't blame coaching staffs for anything, so I don't know where he get 2 get that from. That's not a me thing.
That's what he
I'm not
said.
sleeping. I'm not sleeping on their opponents. I just stated that, and you said we barely beat them and we lost to them once. But if you look at that Tampa Bay game, we didn't lose that game. We left it into the referee's hands to lose that game. And I'm not sleeping on the opponents. I'm just saying that's where we match up well. I believe our outside, our safeties and our cornerbacks match up well against their pass catching group, their skill group. Just like I said about the running game, I believe that Bucky Irvin, he got good feet. He's a great runner, got good contact balance. He's going to get his numbers, but we have done a good job of containing him. But I feel much better about our safeties and cornerbacks against their pass catching group than I do against their running game and their offensive line play. That's not sleeping on them. That's just my opinion.
Right. Got you. And last but not least, I hope to answer your question, Eternal 252, or your comment. Can Carolina win with 4 rushers? Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, because we got a lot of developmental players in there that we got to get right. That was for 252. No, I would say it really just depends on Lee Hunter. You talking about our 4 down linemen?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on Lee Hunter. You when you said that you looked at the film and you talked about before he went to Texas Tech and he had 1 year of productivity, that makes me nervous. Because I wasn't really that far into his film. So yeah, will they be able to, will Lee Hunter be able to hold up his end of the bargain next to Bobby Brown? Hopefully. If he can, I think we're pretty good because I do trust Pat Jones on run and on passing downs. So
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think we can get home with the 4 rushes. I think we will be able to get home with the 4 rushes this year. Again, just going back to Ivero, and he has a little bit more. He has a little bit more depth and a little bit better weapons than he has had in prior years. So I hope that opens up the playbook a little bit more and allow him to be aggressive as well. So hopefully we can see that we can get home with 4. That's the big hope with Jalen Phillips. One of the main reasons that we brought him in is his ability to create pressure off the edge, in 4-man pressure, playing in that Vic Fangio defense, playing under Vic Fangio in Miami and Philadelphia. So, the defense is not that much different than what he's used to or what he's played in before. So he kind of knows what's expected coming over to Carolina. So we just hope that translates and be beneficial for that front 4. Shout out to the Ville Kids Show, aka Freddie J. What's good, Freddie?
Well, I'm doing great on my 21st birthday. Thank you for asking.
Man, happy
hey,
birthday!
happy birthday, man.
Happy
Well, thank
birthday,
you. Well,
man!
thank
I ain't
you.
got no happy birthday. I hate you with the applause though.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh
thank you.
man.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
What you
good.
drinking tonight? Then drink something.
Well,
What you
actually,
drinking tonight?
I think my mom got me covered on the bottle because my mom just woke me up and said, "What's your catch app?" so she can bless me for that. So I think my mom's gonna take care of my bottle
Bless her.
for yeah.
Bless moms. Bless moms.
Oh
We gonna
yeah,
bless her
yeah.
right now.
Oh yeah. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Get
Thank
Freddie
you.
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's going on, man? Talk to me.
Hey, I'm doing good. I've been listening to the conversation. I see Tone is talking about the what to prepare for losing Nick Scourton, which hurts. But as we said, it's next
Mm-hmm.
man up mentality, and this is the beauty of getting guys back in Pat Jones and having Princely as well. So the quality depth behind him. But now guys have to step up and promise of Nick
Yeah.
Scourton.
All right. Shouting you out in the comments. Charlie Gamer said, "Happy birthday, young Freddie."
Appreciate
Eternal 252 said, "Freddie, why you so damn loud?"
it.
252,
Frankie said,
boy. That
"Happy
dude, that
birthday."
that dude a trip, man.
Yeah, he is.
SC said, "Sup at Village Kid." And J Live also say happy birthday, Freddie. Hey, J Live, I want to
Appreciate
extend
J
the
Live.
invitation to you, my friend, because Monday, your team is up next. So the invitation is there, brother. If you want to tap in Monday morning, come up on the panel and show love and support to your New Orleans Aints. I would greatly appreciate that. And we definitely can get into that NFC talk. All right. So the invitation is there, man. Monday. We can get into it. As he said, what up, J Lies? Charlie Gamer said, get that doubt out your heart, man. We're going to that old bowl game. And of course, Blackout said, what's happening? He said, J Live says, if I'm off, I'll be there. J Live said, LOL. All right, man. All right. So let me ask this debate question so we can get off this topic. Freddie, you can go first. Is Tampa Bay still Carolina's biggest obstacle to repeating as NFC South champions, or have the loss of Mike Evans and another coordinator narrowed the gap?
I think the loss of Mike Evans and the coordinator has narrowed the gap. I do think they are still our toughest opponent. I I do. I think their talent with what they have and still that experienced coach and Todd Bowles still makes them a very a threat to us in the long run. I think Tampa is still our toughest opponent. I do. I think we'll
Mhm.
struggle with Tampa more than what y'all think based off that receiving talent that they still have behind them. Definitely a toughest opponent.
Okay, Will, what you got?
Yeah, they are our toughest opponent, I think. The new coordinator, I don't know how that's going to work for them because that's the coordinator that was coming out of Atlanta, and we all know he didn't do well. I should say that he didn't do well with the Atlanta pieces that he had, and I don't know if that was a
No,
quarterback concern or whatever the case may be. But I hope that same concern continue over into Tampa Bay, whatever it is, whatever that problem
Right,
was. I hope it was. I will hope it was a him problem, not Atlanta problem. So
right.
I hope it was both of their problems actually, but th- I think that
it's-
Todd
mm,
Bowles had to gut his entire. Didn't Todd Bowles gut his entire coaching staff, offensive staff, and defensive
he
staff?
did. Yes, he did.
Yeah, yeah. He. I don't know if he completely got it, but I know he made a lot of changes, to both sides of the ball, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So I don't know what I don't even know what they're going to look like. Like, what kind of schemes are they going to run? So this is going to be interesting. I think I'll spend a little time looking at the all 22 of the Bucks this season just to kind of get a view of what kind of formations they line up in and stuff like that, because it's all going to be all new. So, but I do think that they're our toughest opponent, and I think that we'll be able to um at least split with them this season again.
Okay, all right. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was hoping. I had some other questions, but I'm gonna get off that real quick, and we're gonna transition back to Carolina. So Tampa Bay deliberately
Okay.
built a front that can attack in waves. Carolina must now determine whether its own rotation can withstand adversity. The first half identified the players receiving the opportunity. The second half establishes the evidence that will determine whether Carolina answer is good enough. All right. So what I have for the second half is the 5 tests of Carolina Edge plan. All right. The 5 tests of Carolina's Edge plan. All right. And number one is early down edge integrity. All right. The replacement group must maintain outside leverage, force runners back toward Brown and the linebackers, pursue from the backside, and stay disciplined against misdirection. Okay. So the question is, and Will, you can go first. Can Carolina stop outside runs without changing its complete defensive structure?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, go
I
ahead.
think so. We've been able. Well, I don't know. Well, I think we have the ingredients. I really I get what 252 is saying about being optimistic and all those things, but when you think about it, in this scenario, you said stopping outside running leverage. You got Morig that's kind of playing in the box as like a third safety. I mean, he's a safety slash linebacker slash coming off the edge, all kinds of things. So that's able to support. We hired Devin Lloyd, who is able to play sideline to sideline.
Yes.
Um, our cornerbacks have been showing to step up and be willing tacklers. I think that we can. You know what I mean? I mean, we have the tools. Will it show up on Sundays? Hopefully, but I think we have the tools. So that's my point.
Okay. Freddie, what you got?
Um, I would say that the number one thing to monitor in this would be I would say I
Nope,
mean there's
nope, nope. Nope. No. The question was, can Carolina stop outside runs without changing its complete defensive structure?
I think they can. I think based off I mean I definitely think they can. I think we have different skill sets to allow us to set that edge properly and to be able to stop the run because that's our main Achilles heel. It's always been our Achilles heel, which is stopping the run. So I think I think we definitely will have the ability to do that. I think the edge setting is key though.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so 5 things I put down for what to monitor is number one, the edge setting technique. Number two is run fits with Devin Lloyd and Trevin Wallace. 3 is backside pursuit. 4 is tackling in space. And number 5 is whether Carolina must involve a safety to control the run. All right. So those are my 5 things that that you must monitor or you should monitor in training camp and preseason when it comes to those things. All right. So test number 2 is the 4-man pressure. All right. Extra
All right.
pressure can create free rushers, but also remove defenders from coverage. If Carolina cannot win with 4, the secondary must survive longer in isolated matchups. All right. So the 5 things that I have to monitor is Phillips alignment and what matchup usage. Ooh, I hear something in the background, like in my ear. That I think that's you, Freddie.
Is it?
The will is muted.
Mm, is it? It might be. Hold on. I mean, it might be the fan I got in my room. Give me 1 second. Let me turn this thing down.
Okay. Number 2 is Brown's interior disruption. Number 3 is Umami Yellen's counter moves. Number 4 is Jones' ability to finish pressure. And number 5 is Cam Gill's effectiveness against NFL tackles. All right. So the question is, and Freddie, you can go first on this one. Can
Mm-hmm.
Carolina affect quarterbacks without Evero constantly sending additional rushers? Freddie, you there?
What'd you say? Oh, I'm sorry. S- Can you restate the question again? My fault. I was texting my mom. My fault. Go ahead. Can you
Can
restate the question?
Carolina affect quarterbacks without Evero constantly sending additional rushers?
I think rushing as a unit is key, but I do think with the guys that we have, I do think we can get pressure rushing for. I do think that. I think Phillips will be key to that, but I do think that we can get pressure just rushing for.
Okay. Will, what you got?
Yeah. Question for you. Well, the answer to that question is yes, with a caveat. Do we think Lee Hunter will be able to provide interior pressure along with Brown, with the Browns?
Uh See, because you already know how I feel about Lee Hunter. I think you slid that one in. So I'm gonna escape gracefully and say that's a TBD to be
Okay.
determined. I'm about to see him. I'm about to see what he can do in the preseason. I know he's gonna get opportunities to play. So I want to see how they line them up. Hopefully more so in the 3 technique than trying to play, instead of trying to play him at nose tackle. So I want to see how effective he can be with Bobby Brown on the field or even off the field. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's going to be many opportunities that he's going to get when they just playing 4 down linemen. So, you know, Yeah, that's a to be determined for me. Go ahead, Freddie. You can answer Will's question.
Are you talking about the front four when it comes to Will? Oh no, he's not.
Lee,
Ask him the question. Ask him the question again, Will, because Freddie ain't paying attention to us.
hey,
Well,
so Lee Hunter, like out of the front, like and our front down linemen,
yeah,
I know that Bobby Brown, I know that Phillips will be able to get there. I believe that Pat Jones will be able to make an impact.
right.
I do we think that basically do we think that Lee Hunter will be the weakest link here, or do we think that he's going to actually be able to do that, be able to get with seven? I mean, to
I
get home.
I think that I think given the opportunity, I think he can win 1-on-1. I would not call him the weak link, but definitely he would be he'll have some growing pains because he's a rookie for sure, but I don't think he'll be a weak link. I just think he'll have some growing pains, but I think once he gets more reps into it, I think I think he will be very good because of the double teams that Derek Brown will equate to, giving him more one-on-ones and more opportunities like that. That's just my
Okay.
opinion. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've answered that one. So and I also mentioned the five things to monitor when it comes to the 4-man pressure. All right. So we'll move on to the next one, which number 3, Jalen Phillips workload. Okay. Phillips should be the primary threat. He should not become the only threat though. The rotation must preserve his explosiveness for third downs, red zone possessions, and late game situations. So I have here what to monitor: his early down snap distribution, his passing down combination. 3, how often Phillips reduces in size. Number 4, whether another defender commands protection attention. And number 5, how the defense functions when Phillips is taking a rest or, pretty much when he's off the field. So the question to you, Will, is can Carolina prevent Phillips from carrying the entire edge room? Will?
That's a TBD. That is a TBD there because if Scourton was here, I would have said yes. That we do not need him to carry the entire edge room because we would have had Scourton, Pat Jones, and Princely to be able to give him support in that space. But without that young bull Scourton, I don't know what that rotation will look like and those things. So might require a little bit more from Phillips than we would have when we anticipated going into training camp.
Okay. All right. Freddie,
I'm
same
with
question to you.
I'm
Can
with Will on
Carolina
this one.
prevent? Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm with Will on this one. It definitely TBD. Honestly, he is the honestly, I think he is the leader of that room now. So I think he has to step up with that. My expectation for him was 8 to 9 sacks, but I have to up it now. I think he is our I th- I think he has to be our leader. I do. But
So
it's still
you gonna up his sack total without Scourton?
yeah. Um I
Okay.
mean, like I mean, I had it at 8 to 9, but now mine is over 10 now. You know, so right.
Wow. All right. All right. Cool. So we can go on to the next one here. Number 4 is developmental process. All right. Umami Yellen is the clearest developmental candidate. Shout out to 252. But the opportunity is not automatically his. A larger role must be earned through assignment execution, run defense, rush plan development, and consistency. All right. So what I have here up, what to monitor as far as the developmental response. First team repetitions is number 1. Number 2, early down responsibilities. Number 3, rush counters after the first move fails. Number 4, discipline against play action. Number 5, performance across several practices, not one isolated day. That's a shout out to the people that's waiting for something negative to happen so they can have something to hang their hat on. I would just ask that you don't just wait just for one play. Um, Wait to be able to see the whole picture. Before you come to a conclusion. I know that's a hard ask, and for some people it's impossible. But I just challenge you just to try it. Because everybody has a bad play. Everybody's going to mess up. But look at it in this totality, and then try to uh come up with a consistent outcome, whether bad or good. All right. So the question I'm gonna ask you, Freddie, are
Mm-hmm.
you ready?
I'm ready.
Does a young defender turn increased opportunity into dependable execution?
Well, he made the declaration himself, so I would expect him to. I would definitely expect him to turn his potential into production. I would expect him to step up mightily, just like Nic Scourton did whenever Pat Jones went down. So yes, I would expect that from a young player such as Princely. Answer is yes.
Okay. Shout out to Bloody. Say good morning. Keep pounding the competition. Shout out to you, Bloody. Thank you for tapping in. Hit that like button for me. I greatly appreciate it. And Eternal. Don't say y'all treat me like I'm a crash out when y'all say development. All I ask is high level production within the first 3 years. Yeah, well, Eternal, you have been known to crash out when people talk about development. That's where we get it from, brother.
Yep.
You did it to yourself.
Exactly. Just like I did things to myself.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
I own my ugliness.
Right. That's all he need to do is just own it. He just need to own it. Yes,
Hey.
I have crashed out.
Own who you are, so they
Will,
can't use it against you.
But Will, does a young defender turn increased opportunity into dependable execution?
Yes, he can. I guess we're gonna have to see in training camp because he opened his mouth and was being all cute.
Yes, he did.
He was being all cute. Now, just like when everybody talked about I hate to bring it up, but other players on the roster, when they feel like the other players on the roster open their mouth, or other players on the roster not focusing in on football, all of these things, I got the same level of smoke for Princely that I would have for anybody else. You said we got the talent on the roster, and when they said was it scheme, you had a little sly look and a smirk. Well, you know what? Your ad back up. I'm sorry. You are going to get your opportunities, and I don't want to see you throw your damn helmet on the ground when you roll your little baby ankles out there that you did 2 times last season in the middle of a game.
Right.
So I expect for you to produce because you said it out your own mouth. And you also said that you getting off of Twitter until you get till you make a Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Oh, he said that till you make a Pro Bowl?
I did.
Yeah. So you open up WWE
has he
and this
stayed
shit.
true to that?
He hasn't been back on. He hasn't posted anything on. Now I don't know if he's still looking.
Yeah.
On Twitter, if he don't got a burner. But all I'm saying is he said all of that. I expect it. I want you to expect it. I want you to own it. You know your mouth. Did your mouth writer check your ass can cash, or can you own it? I want you to win. I don't want you to fail. I absolutely want him to do
Right.
this.
Thanks.
I want him to. So I
Wow.
know I'm being a little tough on him right now, but I want him to do
Nah.
this.
Nah. Nah, I feel you. I feel you. Hey, let's welcome to the panel, Bloody Knuckles. What's going on, Bloody? What's popping?
Good morning, fellas. Good morning. Keep pounding, y'all.
What up,
I
Bloody?
just I decided to, join the panel, join the debate, try my hand at this just to see where I stand amongst, some of the big dogs that have stepped up here. So yeah.
Nah, man, you got it. What's on your mind, dog?
Oh nothing. I just want to join whatever conversation that y'all already done started. That's it.
Okay.
One thing I
So
will say,
for
go ahead, sir, my
go
fault.
ahead. No. You
Nah,
go.
you
You
got
go
it.
ahead. You go ahead.
Now, only thing I will say that I know I was hearing, Mr. Will Robinson was talking about Princely and the expectations he got on him. Just to piggyback on and said, I agree with everything he said because us losing Nic Scourton, of course, it's a trying, it's a tumultuous thing our community is going through right now by losing our premier edge rusher. But like I've said yesterday, as I was putting in most spots in our community, it's next man up
Yeah.
mentality. It's an opportunity for Princely to step up. It's an opportunity for, a multi-million-dollar man to really show that he's more than just a pressure rate guy. He has no choice. That 5 sacks ain't gonna cut it over here. You're gonna have to sit there and push 8, 9, maybe even double digits. Just like he was saying, Princely, you the young boy, you was complaining last year at the end of the season about that you didn't get your opportunities on the field. Well, Most High has blessed you, unfortunately, with an opportunity to showcase what you really can do, not only to us, but to your defensive coordinator. Now, what you gonna do with it? This also give opportunity
Mm,
for Pat Jones, who missed a lot of time last year with that back injury, to showcase what he also can do on this edge as well. So we still got bodies that can produce. It's just a fact what you're gonna do with the opportunity. And no, it's not being hard on them. They grown men. They getting paid millions. This is the NFL, not for
right.
long. Big boy league. Put some pants on, tighten that belt up, and let's go. Day 2.
Hey, I'm with you when you're right, dog. I am with
Big
you when you're
facts.
right.
That's big facts.
So I'm gonna ask you the same question that I asked Will and Freddie.
hmm
Talk because we on the test 4 of the developmental response. Um, does a young defender turn increased opportunity into dependable execution? What say you?
Yeah, for sure. You're gonna have to. It's no way that you can't turn that into those opportunities because you're getting that chance. Now, when Evero puts you in that position, you as an individual must know your assignment. You must know the keys. You must know
Right.
your position. You must know all the work that you put in the off season. You're engaging, disengaging when you supposed to do it, or is you just supposed to hold up your guy just to let somebody else make a play. This is where
Right.
that film study gets to work in. This is where that grind that you put in
Exactly.
OTAs. And right now, that's where you're building all of this chemistry just for those moments. Of course you're gonna fail. It happens to everybody. But that's the
Facts.
beauty of it because we still growing as a unit. We're still growing as a team. One man is not bigger than the team. And that's just gee, that's the only thing that I got for you, Tony.
Hey, you said a mouthful right there, my boy. No lies detected. No lies detected whatsoever. As he
Man, I
said, my
At
try.
guy,
all?
little Ashy Knuckles. What up,
Oh
boss?
my God.
My 803 brethren, what's happening with you, homie?
What's happening?
Big 803
I'm
stupid as
saying
hell, bro.
millions
Ashy
finest right here.
Yeah. So test 5 is the personnel flexibility. All right. So the plan becomes vulnerable if an offense can identify run defense or pass rush from Carolina substitutions. So I'm gonna ask this question, and Bloody, you can start this one off, my guy.
Mhm.
Can Evero distribute Scourton's responsibilities without revealing the defensive call? So basically, can somebody step in and the defense don't skip a beat?
Well, my opinion, we got no choice. Just like I was saying previously, you're not going to have a guy that's going to give you the same type of energy that Scourton got. We know this. But when it
Right.
comes to production, you can always match the production by either one person or multiple bodies. Now, it's going to have to go into how Evero decides to utilize them. It's going to have to go in the flow of the game. A lot of people do tend to forget about that. And it's going to also have to go with what package has the most chemistry and when we are able to utilize that particular package, because you don't want to give it away too soon. And the opposing team understands exactly, okay, when they in this particular front, we know what they're trying to do. When they put this particular guy, in an over front, what they're trying to do. You don't want to give it away too early, but at the same time, if you got those guys and they hungry, it no matter what you do, they just got to go out there and hunt. So my opinion is just keeping these boys fresh and letting them go hunt.
Yeah, I agree. Goddamn bloody on the road this morning. Hey,
I agree with the sentiment.
just now.
I agree with the sentiment.
I run my mouth a lot. I run my mouth a lot.
I mean, I agree with the sentiment. So
go ahead, Freddie. What you got?
Well, I mean, again, Bloody kind of hit the nail right on the head. I mean, as he said, next man up mentality. Multiple guys can replace that production, or another guy can step up and either match it or increase the production, depending on who the player is. I want it to be Princely. I'm gonna call him out, but yeah, I do think that you can match or from one guy or increase it, or you can get it from multiple guys. I do. So, I mean, we don't have a choice, So, yeah.
I got you. That's all right. Will, what you got, Will?
See, these dudes from South Carolina know ball, Tony.
Oh, Lord, here we go.
Hey, Tony, what you mean? What you mean?
Mr. Robinson, I try, sir. I try.
I ain't got no dog in the fight with me right now. I am from North Carolina.
I am also from North Carolina.
Oh, shout out Freddie 2-2. Will, what's happening?
What's happening? Oh yeah, the way you had number.
Yeah.
That sound like a goddamn Intel estimate to me. You leave that alone. Hey,
2-2. I like those odds.
Exactly. 50-50. But to Bloody's point, it was spot on, man. Princely gonna have to dance, dog.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
he gonna have to dance.
Oh, he definitely did.
I said he put his foot in his mouth. He definitely got to. He got to put that work in.
See, this is the reason. This is the reason why I wish that we was at training camp, because I'd have told him that in training camp.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt you would have said that.
Hey, you know how if I don't know how it would be set up when we were when we're going to be in Charlotte. But what you got to do is you got to be along the dang on railing when they coming out for practice. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Tony, right? With that walkway.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they sign autographs. Hey, Princely, I don't want your autograph. What I want you to know is you better produce. You opened your mouth. We expect that shit. We did. I'm not sitting up here telling you I'll put your money where your mouth is. I spend a lot of money going to every last game. I expect for you to get me out my seat.
Facts.
And I know he would have gave me that sly look, like, yeah, I'm not playing. Let's go. Get out there. You in
his mouth.
You put your foot in your mouth. I'm ready.
Only thing you got to do, don't worry about it. In a few years, your ass will be replaced. It's just that simple.
Damn,
it's just that simple. Like, if you don't produce, your ass will be replaced. You don't want me to get your brother up here and you'll be replaced by him now.
That's how it works. Damn.
So Bloody, you done seen his little brother play at LSU?
His little brother at LSU right now. And we gonna put foot to ass in them in week 1.
Not against the Gamecocks, though. Not against the Gamecocks.
Mr. Robinson.
Ain't nobody thinking about South Carolina.
November
Will, don't
28th.
do that.
That's when we gonna bump heads. But right now, we on the same team, sir.
Hey,
Okay, all right.
bloody.
Yes,
Let me
sir.
just tell you, South Carolina don't stand a chance. They might as well just stop.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. If we can veer to my neck of the woods real quick, they do have a nice little team that they're building down here in my city. They do. The only question is how can they stay consistent week in, week out, play in, play out. That's their only thing. Because anytime they play Bama, they had them on the ropes down here and in Alabama. When they play LSU, they have them on the ropes in Baton Rouge and down here. So they can compete with those teams. It's just a fact of closing them out. That's their only issue. But they got the talent. Ain't no excuse. I mean, they just not gonna beat us, but they got the talent.
Yeah. Shout out
We'll
to
say
the
that
Gill
for another
Kid Show,
time.
aka
Yes, sir.
AKA Freddie for the $4.99 super chat. He said, "This is for the content from the birthday man." Hey, I appreciate that, Freddie. Thank you for showing love
Yes,
and
sir.
supporting the channel.
sir.
Again, my brother, happy 21st birthday. Hope you get a little some extra that orange juice tonight. You know, make
I am
you
also
official.
working on a cloud adjacent
Yeah.
storage. Messaging. I would
That
like
must
to
be
confirm
Will.
what
Will, I
is
think
average
Will, I
latency
think
I
that's
think
you
that's
right
Will.
there.
cloud landing zones.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, he's
My
strong.
bad.
You good.
Like what the
I
hell
mean,
Yeah,
is
what
that?
the
What
hell
kind of
is that,
Terminator
right?
6 was about to
in?
come out. I'm like, oh yeah, that gotta be Will.
Yeah.
Hey,
What kind of briefing we were in just now?
hey.
Bro, I didn't do it. Shit, I put
I
my hands
know,
up.
right?
I plead
My
the
bad.
fifth.
Hey,
Somebody need to get in the skiff real quick.
Yeah,
I know, right?
yeah. I plead the fifth.
Yeah. So the 5 for the personnel flexibility that I have, what to monitor is let me remove that real quick. Players handling multiple responsibilities. Number 2,
Mhm.
Jalen Phillips moving across the formation. Number 3, Pat Jones playing both run and pass situations. Number 4 is Umami Ellen receiving early down work. Cam Gill contributing beyond obvious passing downs. And number 6 is pressure created without predictable substitutions. All right. So those are my 5 test points from the edge room that I think and what to monitor for all 5 that people should be paying attention to in preseason in training camp. I think we're going because we do have 4 games, the Hall of Fame game and 3 preseason games. We do have some young talent that we need to see and what it would look like, how they will fit into the rotation on the offense and the defensive side of the ball. So I think it's imperative that those guys get that extended work throughout the preseason. Also, we got guys that we would like to contribute this year that has been hurt or playing like a shell of themselves or what have you. There are some guys that we count on in that situation when you talk about Jonathan Brooks, Jatavion Sanders, guys of that nature. So there's a lot of guys that have something to prove because there's been a lot of doubt that's been levied their way. You know, whether people agree with it or don't, it's there. So hopefully that puts a chip on their shoulder and make them go out there and want to ball out and want to prove everybody wrong, which I don't mind being proved wrong. So if I done said something or talk shit about you or about them or whatever, and they go out and prove me wrong, so be it. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to that. You know what I'm saying? Make me out to be a liar. You know, that's what I tell them. So yeah, that's how we do with that. Let me ask you guys a couple questions real quick. Will, you can go first on this one, then Freddie. Which of the 5 tests matter the most? Yeah, I know I stumped you on this one, Will.
No, you didn't. I was ready for it.
Okay.
I knew that there would be some kind of test before I start work today. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Which one of the
I
5
think
tests
I
you need me to go back through them?
Yeah, roll back. I think it's going to be number
See,
3. Go back. Go to
I
number
knew
3. I think is the one I.
I knew I had them. Let me start from the beginning. So that's not the first one. So the first one is the early down edge integrity. All right. Number 2 is the 4-man pressure. Number 3 is Jalen Phillips. I'm about to call him Jason again. JJ Phillips workload. Number 4 is the developmental response. Number 5 is the personnel flexibility.
So no, I think it's early down.
Okay.
He
Right.
who controls the early down earns the right to rush the passer.
That's a fact.
So it is early
Yes.
down, and then and to be honest, early downs is all depends on if we can get home with 4. It truly depends on that, and can we set the edge and all that stuff. All that stuff ties into did we win the early down? If we do all those things correctly, we've won the early down. So early down is the actual key to the test.
All right. Freddie, what you got?
Will. Again, Will has a great point, but I would go with more. Honestly, Will's right. I can't even argue with that. Like Will has a great point when you talk about the early downs. If you can win early downs, and that means make teams one dimensional if they run the football, and you can stop that, you have definitely earned the right on third down to pin your ears back and actually rush the quarterback. So I would agree with Will. I think early down success is definitely needed.
Okay. Bloody, what you got? You wasn't here for all 5, so if you want me to go back through them again, I will.
I mean, you can run through them real fast, but yeah, go ahead, run through them real fast for me, please.
Yeah, so number 5 right here was the personnel flexibility. Number 4 was the developmental response. Number 3 was Phillips workload. Number 2 was the 4-man pressure, and number 1 was the early down edge integrity.
Well, first off, I like to agree with both of my Panther brethren with the things that they said. You know, early down is very important. But I also would say that the 4-man pressure rate is just as important, because you don't want to sit there and send multiple blitzes out, you know, from the weak side or the strong side or even up the middle as much. You want to sit there and allow your 4 guys to hunt. You want your 4 guys to eat. You know, we want our interior guys to sit there and crash in and make it difficult to run up the middle, or even make it difficult for the QB to step up in the pocket. You want those edges to sit there and to have that heat in the front of their face and on the back of their neck. You want to make their pocket as tight as possible so he can't breathe and he can't escape, regardless if it's a pocket passer, if it's a scrambler, or if it's a backfield creator. You know, so for me, I would say that 4-man pressure, because you always want to get home with 4, and that allow you to sit there and cover the middle and the back end and the boundary of the field.
Okay. All right, cool. Hey, I support the answers that all 3 of you gave. So really I don't feel any different. I do feel like all 5 of the test points would be beneficial for the edge room. But yeah, nothing that you guys said is wrong at all. So I will happily stand behind each one of you guys answer. All right. So to the chat, so I'm gonna ask you guys, and the panel, you guys can answer too. Who becomes most important on after Scourton's injury? Is it Jalen Phillips, Patrick Jones, Princely Umar-Mielen, or is it Ejiro Evero? Yeah, you weren't expecting that one, Will. I know. No. Who
No, you want me to
becomes
go
most
first?
important?
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
you can. Who becomes most important after Scourton's injury?
Pat Jones.
Pat Jones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's the direct replacement. And he's going to have to give us that same 2024 type season he had just had in
Oh, God.
2024,
Okay.
pre back injury. So it has to be Pat Jones. Pat Jones was the starter before when you were Scourton rookie year. Pat Jones was the starter initially till after that Miami game.
Yeah.
So so I think that Pat Jones is the most of the most needed in that space, and then I think that it is after that, if you wanted to give me another like a cancellation prize, is Gerald Evero, because he's going to have to make sure that he schemes stuff up correctly.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't give you a cancellation prize, but you threw it in there anyway. I appreciate
I know, right? I know.
He covered all bases.
it. What you got, Bloody?
Since
Who
he took my
becomes more important
consolation prize,
after Nic Scourton's injury?
since Will took my consolation prize from me, you know, it's cool. I can expound on it though. I would say I de-coordinated Evero. I mean, he's the most important piece of everything because he's the architect. I mean, yeah, you can have all the pieces, but it's how you utilize your pieces, where you place them at, how you motivate them, how do you activate them and put them in their spots so they can be as explosive and productive as possible. Because let's be G, we ain't got no Myles Garrett that you can just, hey man, just disrupt shit. We don't have that. So we're gonna need our architect to sit here and to really know it, to really maximize as much as he can with the players that we got and bring the most out of them day in and day out.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tony.
Freddie, what you got? Yeah, go ahead, Will.
I'm sorry, Tony. Hey, I'm gonna have to drop off, man. I got a 9:30. I gotta get to.
All right. Hey, brother, I always appreciate when you come on. Hey, appreciate you for taking time out your morning to be a part of the panel. Greatly
Hey, no
appreciate
problem.
it.
Hey, you guys have a good day. And enjoy the rest of y'all morning. Y'all keep
Oh,
pounding.
You too, sir.
Oh yeah,
You too.
you
Keep
as well,
pounding, sir.
Will.
All right, Will. All right. Freddie, what you got, Freddie?
I would agree that the coordinator is definitely the most important because it's up to him to put these guys in positions to succeed. And I feel like if he does that with the personnel that he has acquired, I feel like this defense won't skip a beat without Scourton.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see. So what we need to see next. Hold on. Nervaz said, I don't want any injury excuses for Evero or Bryce or Canales. 49ers massively overachieved last year despite an avalanche of injuries. Yes, they did.
That's true
That
statement.
is facts. That is
Chargers
facts.
do as
They
well.
overcame.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Both teams overcame injuries and still reached the playoffs. Still
They
had
damn
pretty
sure
good
did.
seasons. So that is facts. The next practice provides the first evidence, not the final verdict. So you need to monitor these things. So I got 4 questions here, and Bloody, you can go first. Who do you believe receives first team repetitions opposite of Jaden Phillips?
Me personally, I would say it would be. I would say Pat Jones, and the reason why I say Pat is because I believe that he have more. Well, he's had more reps, I believe, than Princely. I believe he's more experienced than Princely, and he's a vet. And we also know that Evero likes to work his older guys first, and then bring in his
The
younger
veteran
guys second.
experience,
Right.
the developmental upside. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
was
that's
my
why I
first
think.
thumbnail this morning.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Right there. That's why I put it back up there. Who receives
Well,
the
well,
opportunity?
well. Quick thing. Can we go back to black visors? Because that's a fierce ass look on that uniform.
That's
I just
tough
want
as
to throw that out.
hell. That's tough.
Yeah.
I just want. I just
That's
wanted to just
fire
throw
as
that
hell.
out
I
there
ain't
real
gonna
quick.
lie.
But yeah,
Well, you're
Pat
gonna get that
Jones.
from Pat Jones because he wear that black visor. Yeah.
Well, see, I would just like to see more of that in the league. You know, everybody got to wear the clear visors, but I ain't want to throw off. You know, you asked me the question. I just want to, acknowledge that real quick.
Nah, you're
But
good. You're
but
good.
yeah, I would say it has to be Pat Jones the second, just because he's a veteran presence. You would want to put two vets on each side. You know, he's more experienced. He knows placement. He knows footing. He knows how to engage and disengage. He knows how to get, tackles leaning one particular way and how to, shift. He knows how to set the edge. And what I mean by all of this, he just has more experience doing it than Princely. He could be the blueprint right now for Princely to follow before Princely get out there.
I
So that's
agree.
why I choose. That's why I choose Pat Jones.
Right. Real quick before you go, Freddie, Turner said, "How did we overachieve? They had us win the 7 games. We won 8. Did anybody say we overachieved?"
Who said that?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Oh,
I,
Bloody, you
I'm,
said that.
I mean, y'all don't want me to sit here and turn into that guy right now. I'm trying to be
Oh
very
boy.
civilized.
Oh boy. Oh
I'm
boy.
trying to be very civilized right
so
now.
so 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 I take it that Eternal was talking to you, Bloody. Okay.
I
All right.
mean,
Mm,
he
Cool.
probably was directly talking to
got
me
it.
if he was. Eternal was happening. Kevin Jennings, he's a little bit better than what I thought, but no, he's still not the guy. But I have my own sentiments of last season.
Huh.
Right. All right.
Rated
Freddie,
R,
what you got,
superstar.
Freddie?
What's going on?
Um, I mean, again, like I would say that Pat Jones gets it first. I think the veteran will probably get it before Princely. And I think whenever Princely gets this opportunity, he just has to make the most of his opportunity, depending on the
I agree
package and
with you.
personnel.
Yeah, I agree with you. I believe Pat Jones will get that the first opportunity
Excuse
opposite
me.
opposite of Jalen Phillips. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Princely, I have no doubt that he would be that third um outside linebacker this year. So he
yeah,
should be he should be in heavy rotation. So his playing time, his minutes, his opportunities would definitely be see an increase this year as opposed to last year. And like you just said, Freddie, he got to make the most of the opportunity when it's presented to him. So yeah,
right.
hopefully we can see that. Freddie, who handles early down edge responsibilities? Who, who
Oh,
who's who's on first or second down?
it's definitely Pat Jones.
Okay,
Yeah, it's definitely Pat
Bloody.
Jones.
Oh, out of both of these gentlemen here, that's the question that you asked me, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate to do this. Yeah, I agree as well. It has to be Pat Jones, first and second.
All right. All right. I'm gonna skip this third question. Because I know we've already talked about that before. Uh, last question, Bloody. You can go first. Does the
Mhm.
rotation remain effective when Jason Phillips takes a rest when he's on the sideline? Can the rotation remain effective without Phillips on the field?
It's going to have to. And depending on who's going to be in Phillips' spot, it's going to, and the reason why I say it's going to have to, because you can't just sit there and rely on one person to sit there and rush the passer. You can't rely on one guy to sit there and chase somebody off their square. You're going
No,
to have multiple guys to have that type of technique, because God forbid if he go down, then what? So
right,
now you gotta have, Princely eat. You gotta have even Cam Gill if he makes the squad and he can go out there and get that pressure rate or even get somebody down. It's gonna have to be a collective effort more now than ever. So that's what I speak on that.
All right. All right. Well, fellas, I greatly appreciate y'all tuning in and being a part of the panel. We're gonna get ready to get up out of here. So I'll make my little last final statement, and that would definitely be it for today. So Nic Scourton towards ACL changes Carolina defensive plan, but it doesn't lower the standard. This will require a collective response, not a one-man fix. Jalen Phillips still needs to be disruptive off the edge. Derrick Brown must control the interior. And players like Patrick Jones II and Princely Umamielen have to prove they can handle bigger roles and produce consistently. Cam Gill now enters the mix and must show his UFL success can translate to the NFL, while Rivero has to maintain pressure without overexposing the secondary. Dan Morgan built this roster with depth in mind, and now those options have to deliver because next man up only matters if the next man performs. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope everybody enjoyed today's show. If you did, share it with a friend, family member, co-worker. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out if you haven't already hit it. To subscribe to the channel, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. I would greatly appreciate that. If you want more, consider becoming a member on Patreon and subscribing to my YouTube channel, Unbiased Opinion Sports Talk. The handle is UO Sports Talk. Okay. Check the YouTube description for all my social media links, which is to Patreon, Twitter, and also YouTube. All right. I'll catch you guys next time, Monday morning. And as always, keep